University, the voice of Reichman University.
The Baseline. Stories from the court with Jonathan Rears and Nitzan Aron.
What's going on, folks? We're back. The Baseline Podcast. Jonathan Rears here, Nitzan Aron, and we got our boy Damion Rosser.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
We're just some guys. We love hoops, you know. We played. We got a bunch of guys coming in telling us their story, whether it's in the studio or over Zoom. You know, your boy Isaiah Miller gave us his story.
Yeah.
And you know, everyone has their own story, which is so unique. And this basketball game, it's a brotherhood at the end of the day, and we're just sharing that with everyone.
Yeah. I've seen a few of your shows, and I like what y'all are doing right here and giving athletes the space to share their stories and whatnot, because everybody has a story. So,
you know, I want to introduce kind of a little bit of your resume real quick. So You went on to the University of New Orleans. You're a Georgia guy at first.
Yeah.
Going over to the University of New Orleans, played real well there, then made stops in your pro career in the Dominican Republic, Oman, Malaysia, the TBT tournament, which is sick.
Yeah.
You know, Austria, and now you just recently signed in Israel about a week ago.
Yep. Man, yeah, I've had a crazy journey. Starting out in DR. I don't think most people even know my first game. I tore my ACL. That's really like changed the course of my career. And so even getting to my next place and getting to Oman, that was a process within itself. And so we can dive more into it. And I can tell y'all just exactly how it all happened too.
Yeah, we usually like to start from the beginning all the way to where you end up now. Yeah. So if we go all the way back, you know, Georgia guy, growing up, what really started that love for basketball?
My family. My dad he's been my coach. He's been coaching since I was born. My brothers were playing, and I want to say ever since I was probably like 3 or 4 years old, I had a ball in my hand. My first word was ball. So basketball's just been a part of my family for a long time, and so moving on, my dad was my high school coach. And that was a great experience within itself. I say to this day, he's probably one of the best coaches I've had. And then after that, that's when I went to University of New Orleans. And so University of New Orleans was great within itself. And I feel like that's really became my second home and kind of where I really found who I was as a basketball player.
You know, going into high school where you had your dad as your coach, you know, sometimes that can add a lot of added pressure to have your father as a coach. Did you feel it more as like a guiding presence, or a little bit more of you really got to put this on the map and go forward with it because it's your dad coaching?
It actually gave me like an extra edge, because everybody, no matter where I played, would say like, you're only playing because your dad. Like I was on varsity as a freshman, but if you look at the numbers and everything, I should have been on varsity as a freshman. And so it just made me want to work harder, because people were saying you're only playing because of him. So it made me want to be better and show that I was better, and that the noise was just noise.
Right. You got to block the noise out.
Yeah.
And we heard that AAU, you were playing with Isaiah Miller.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about growing up there and
man.
that time?
Yeah, playing with Isaiah was crazy. So, we met and playing AAU. I saw him playing, and then our coach was like, we got to get him. So we played together a little bit in AAU, and then we played each other in high school too. We were in the same region, so like we seen each other 3-4 times a year. And even when he transferred, we played against each other. And so like me and him are both like athletic energy type of guys. So going against him was always fun. And then even after that, we played with each other. You know, like Drew League. You know, the Drew League. Yeah. So like they had a pro-am thing with like the ABL, Drew League, Miami Pro. We played together on that, and so in ABL. So we played a lot with each other.
That's where we go and talk about like the whole basketball brotherhood, you know?
Yeah.
Just connections always end up happening. Like you could be playing together in AAU and like you said, Drew League years later. So going back to your senior year of high school, right? Probably a lot of talks with coaches and everyone trying to recruit you. What made New Orleans so special, and what made you actually choose New Orleans?
It was actually crazy because I went to New Orleans in 8th grade, and I was like, I'm never coming back here. I was like, it stinks. I don't like it. It didn't look good to me. And they were actually like they were probably like the second school to actually like offer me, but like one of the first schools to take notice in me. And ever since then, my favorite coach to this day, Coach Berg, he was like the first person he started with me like in my recruiting process and stayed talking to me almost daily throughout the whole process. And then once I got there, the food got me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a foodie. So the food got me, the atmosphere, the family and brotherhood that's there. Like everybody talks about it. If you go there, like it's a real brotherhood at New Orleans. And so and just seeing like the direction the program was going in, like they were underdogs, and I like being an underdog because of Katrina and things like that. They were moved down to maybe like D3, and so they were up and coming. And I wanted to be in a place where I could be used in like my early years, like I could be playing as a freshman. And so the coaches made me feel that way and believed in me through the process. And so that's what really made me stay there, choose to go there.
You know, as you said, you really wanted to go somewhere where you could be used. And in your freshman season, you played 33 games, started 10 of them. Can you walk us through how, as a freshman, you already had so much weight on your shoulders and what that was like?
Yeah, it started off in maybe my first, or I got there in the summertime, and we went to like Costa Rica, which was great, just being able to get to college. And like 2 weeks later, I'm going to Costa Rica and Panama. And I just remember them telling me, like, be you, but play free. But also, like, it was a little barrier. Like, I still had to, like, grow a little bit. And I feel like that trip right there really helped me, like, mature and realize, like, I can really, like, play with these guys. And so early throughout the season, I was playing, like, heavy minutes. But, like, towards the end of the season, like, they realized they put me in a position I feel like I'm kind of myself. I didn't know if I was ready for it, but they put me in that position, and it kind of helped me show that, no, I can be here and play with the best. And so, them instilling that confidence into me early on really just helped me for the rest of my career.
And then approaching your end of your college career, when do you start thinking about that first overseas contract? Are you thinking NBA workouts? What was the whole process like there?
So that was COVID. It was actually I had some tough decisions to make, I feel like, because during that time, NIL wasn't there yet. It was just in talks. And I still had 2 more years of eligibility because I had a redshirt year because I broke my foot. And then the COVID year, I had another year. And I feel like my time at UNO was over. Like, I just felt like I did what I needed to do there. And I didn't want to go somewhere else and be like Damion Rosser from whatever school. I wanted them to say Damion Rosser from University of New Orleans. And so I feel like I did everything I could there. And I was like, I'm going to bet on myself and believe myself, and let's take this next step. And so I didn't really get any NBA workouts. I just had some G League workouts. Like, things were weird because it was COVID.
Did y'all have the Zooms?
Yeah. So I'm Zoom with coaches, with agents, and like it wasn't like I didn't get to go to Portsmouth. I didn't get to go to camps and get seen that much because it was COVID. But I don't regret the decision, like leaving early in a way. But I just felt like it was my time, and I've always believed in myself. So that's what I did.
I know hindsight's always 20/20, but as you said, NIL wasn't a thing yet. Looking at the landscape nowadays, do you think that NIL or anything with that could have played into you staying there, or how would your journey, you think, be a little different?
Yeah, I definitely think that NIL would have changed my mind because the money that they're getting now, like. Yeah, I just think that part would have changed my mind, but I'm also glad that money didn't help change my mind because I'm not like somebody who's just heavily rooted in money. So I'm glad like that option wasn't there yet, but I do think I probably would have stayed in school and maybe played at Power 5, but then who knows what would happen there.
Like college hoops has become completely different now,
It's a free agent market.
Yeah. They're not staying at the same school anymore for a few years. You got all the international guys now coming over, getting that bag. So it's very different. But you did say you ended up signing that contract in the DR, and then first game you tore your ACL.
Yeah. So
how was that mentally for you?
Man, that was the biggest thing I feel like with injuries is the mental aspect. It wasn't even the physical aspect of working out because I knew from as soon as I tore my ACL, I'm thinking on the recovery process. I knew I was going to come back better than ever, but it was like it took a lot. It took my family, it took my friends to help me get through that process because, like I said, it's the mental aspect of like days where you don't want to keep going. The days it's hard for your knee to bend, but it's like mentally, like you got to think about where are you trying to get to. So it was hard mentally, but I was able to overcome that. And now I just feel like I'm better than I ever was before that.
Probably helped that you were in the DR. Good weather.
Yeah, but I really wasn't there long. I wasn't in DR long. After that, I got sent home, and then I had to have surgery in America and everything. I was glad I was able to go home.
So you did the whole like recovery process back home?
Yeah, I did a recovery process back home. So like that was great. So I could be around my family. I had a lot of help and whatnot. So yeah, it was a journey within itself. But it's really crazy because I did it first quarter. I'm playing good. I had 7 points. It's probably like 3 minutes left in the game, and like I'm feeling good. And I never played in that many amount of fans. It was just crazy. But it was like I'm glad I got like a little taste of that, so I know what I could get back to, like what I wanted to get back to.
Speaking of what you get back to, so then you recover, and then you go on to Oman. Can you talk us through kind of how you go far away as Oman?
Yeah, so it's something in there that you don't see. I invested in myself. I went to a tour called Vindicated Sports. My guy's named Mike Creppy. He runs the events where guys, like, you invest in yourself, you go on a tour, and I went to a tour, and we went to Japan. And so I went there, and I played great. I was doing so many things. I was playing well. I thought I was going to end up playing in Japan, but I didn't. That's where I met my agent. My first agent that I signed with after that was Tom Politi. Mike and they connected me, and like they saw something in me that teams, they wouldn't see me because they couldn't actually see me in person. Like, you know how it is overseas. They want to see you in person. And so that was a good way for like an actual agent to see me and know like that I can play at a high level. And so, yeah, I give a lot of credit to Mike and Vindicated Sports for just helping me on that journey. And I kind of like, I'm an advocate for that, telling guys like, man, go invest in yourself. Invest in yourself, because the little money I spent then, yeah, it was a great investment. Let's just say that.
So you're saying DR, you had that injury that kind of, you got a whole season taken away from you in a sense. And then guys, or teams rather, they didn't get to really see you play. So you're like, all right, I got to take some money out of my own pocket, go to Tokyo, show them what I can do so I can get that next contract.
Yeah, so that's exactly what happened. I was like, you have to invest in yourself, whether it's working out, whatever it may be. But yeah, I had to invest in myself, and within that, it helped me even get a journey. It helped me go overseas, see there's more to it, see a great place, Tokyo. I love that. But it just really, it made sense to me. And if I told somebody, hey, I paid this amount of money to go over here to play, they're like looking at you away. But then if you tell them a few years down the line, like the money that I'm making because of that, they would do it too. It comes
back.
Yeah.
So you do that in Tokyo, and then when did the calls start coming in? Oman. You hear Oman, you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, how do you sign there?
Oman. See, a lot of people don't even know what Oman is. It was just cool, just going there. But like, it kind of happened maybe, I don't know if it was in August, like late. I'm still like trying to wait on Europe. I'm like, am I going to get a deal in Europe at all or anything? And so yeah, I got the deal around, like I said, in August. And I knew it wasn't exactly where I wanted to be, but also I just fell in love with the journey. I said, I'm going to go here. I'm going to do my very best, and wherever this takes me, that's where I'm going. And so, yeah, I went to Oman. I haven't heard nothing about Oman before I went. And so, yeah, I went there. I played amazing, and it led me to the next spot.
How many foreigners do they have on their teams?
You can have 2 foreigners, but only 1 at a time. So for the whole season, we had like 1 until the end.
And then that must have made you and the other foreigner very close. How is the off the court experience there?
Yeah. Well, he didn't really come to the end of the season, but we were definitely, we got close, and because like you're the only American there. Kind of, it was only maybe like 4 Americans there. And so it was one other American I was really close to that was on another team. But we would be in the gym together. Only person like I could just talk to and be there with. And so, it makes you close. Just like as you overseas and you see somebody like familiarity, and it's like somebody that you don't know them, but you know them because we're American. And so like that just helps you like just feel a sense of home.
And mentally, like that was your first real full year overseas. So how did that take you, like mentally? You're the only American, you have this other guy who isn't even on your team. How are you able to handle that for a whole year being by yourself in Oman?
Once again, my family believing in me, letting me know that they're proud of me, like no matter where the process is at. And just also my mindset of where I want to get back to. Like when I got hurt, I told myself I'm getting back here, and I'm going to be better than ever. And so I knew that was just the next stop on my journey. I knew this wasn't the end point, but it's just like that mindset that I had. Like I have to get back to being the best version of myself. And so just the strong-mindedness and my family, my friends still rooting for me no matter where I'm at. They don't know what Oman is, but they're just proud of me, seeing that I'm better than what I was. So yeah, my village, I thank them for just the support that I get.
You you said that Oman was just a stop on your journey that you wanted to go on, and you go over to Malaysia afterwards, and you get actually some Champions League Asia qualifiers experience. Can you walk us through kind of that experience?
Man, that was crazy because towards the end of the season in Oman, I'm like, let me just go somewhere in the Middle East somewhere. Like, let me get a deal somewhere. And then my coach that in Oman, he helped me get a deal in Malaysia. It was like Champions League is about to start in Asia. Like, they're doing the first year. I think it's the very first year of Champions League in Asia. And so I'm like, I don't know much about it, but I know Champions League, and this sounds good. And so, yeah, I got the deal in Malaysia, and I was able to go maybe 4 countries in a small span, like in maybe a month and a half. Like, we went to Mongolia, I was in Malaysia, Indonesia, and I can't remember where else I went. But still, just playing there, that really helped my career because it's shown I could play against real competition. So I'm playing against guys that have already had full resumes, like James Gist. He played in the EuroLeague. A lot of other guys, but they've already had resumes. And me, this is my first year playing, and they're saying like, okay, I'm doing well. And so I had a really great game there. My last time, I made it play 17 minutes or so, but I had 25 points, 6 rebounds, sealed the game in overtime. So that really helped my career, I feel like, get to the next point because then I had some valid film, and it just really helped me after that.
What was the Malaysia off-the-court experience like?
Oh, yeah, I love Malaysia. High rises, beautiful place, nice people, great food, spicy food. I love spicy food and Asian food.
You're gonna get used to it here in Israel.
Yeah.
You need to.
Yeah, but it kind of reminded me like New York City in a way because it was so busy. It was so busy, and but it was just a beautiful place and beautiful country.
And from Malaysia, you go over to Austria, correct?
Yeah.
And then you have that next season where you erupted, and that was your year. You know? Everything, like you said, you went to Oman. This isn't the last stop. You got to keep going. You do the BCL, then you go to Austria, and you really show what you're worth. You show who you are as a player. How was that season for you? And then what was Austria also like?
Yeah, so Austria, I feel like, so now, okay, so I show people I can play overseas, but now it's different markets. I play in the Asian market, play in the Middle East. Now it's time to show people I can play in Europe. So Austria was the place for me to show I can play basketball. The way my game is, I can play basketball anywhere. But to show I can really play high level Europe. And so Austria, it's good competition, but it was just a foot in the door to get in Europe. And so being there, man, I'm always gonna be forever grateful to play in Wales in Austria because that really showed that who I was as a player. But I did probably it was my best year I've had playing basketball because I was an MVP candidate, didn't win, but we were first place most of the year. We ended up being in second, but the journey within itself was great because just being that guy and showing that I can play in Europe, it was just great, man. I loved it. I loved playing Austria, so it's always gonna hold a special place in my heart.
Europe is such a different off-the-court experience from Malaysia or Oman. Can you walk us through kind of what you started doing in Austria that was different?
Yeah. On the court or off the court?
Both.
Okay. Well, off the court, it's a place that's I'd say it's kind of rural. It wasn't a lot of things around, so it allowed me to focus and lock in. And so I didn't have too much to do. But on the court, I feel like the only difference was me, just the set of eyes that were on me. I feel like it was basketball. I feel like basketball is basketball. And I feel like it was just a different set of eyes on me that allowed me to show my game. And so my coach being there, he allowed me to show my versatility. And I think that's a thing in Europe that sometimes they want you to be a specialist or even high level. They just want you to be a specialist. And that really allowed me to show my versatility that I'm able to do a little bit of everything. So there I played 1 through 4, maybe even 5 maybe, but guard to 5 and stuff. But that really allowed me to show my versatility and that I can do multiple things on the court.
And then talking New Orleans, Oman, and then Austria, Malaysia, on the court, coaching style and playing style, how can you talk about each one of those? Because we talk with so many players who played all over the world, and we know that every league has their own different playing style. So what can you talk about the difference there?
I'll say playing in New Orleans, depending on where you at on your team. I feel like it in New Orleans, I had a role, but I also was I was probably the best player that on my team, like at that point. But it's still like just the American fast-paced game allows you to like still just you kind of stay on a roll in a way, because like I feel like in college you got to stay to like what you do and whether you're a scorer, you're a shooter, or whatever the case may be. But like going overseas and let's say going to the Middle East or Asia, I feel like they really want scores. I feel like they're like you can't really survive there being a scorer. But then like going to Europe, it's kind of back to that specialty role. Like, what are you good at? So whether you're just a rebounder, whether you are just a scorer, defender, whatever the case may be, like Europe allowed me to go back to kind of an American way, like showing you like what is your specialty, and so but I feel like my case is different. But for most people, I'll say like that's where Europe allows you to show like what exactly are you good at, and where this going to take your career.
That led you to the next step on your journey, which is to Israel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you signed last week with Hapoel Holon. You know, can you walk us through that decision to come over here and how that kind of came around?
This I didn't really think I was going to end up playing here, because I kind of was about to sign with a team, another Champions League team. Early on, I was thinking I was going to be over there. I'll just say in the BBL, I was thinking I was going to play there all season, really, because of it's right next to Austria. It just kind of made sense on the style of play and whatnot. And then my agent kind of told me about this deal, and I had reserves about it. But, you know, I prayed on it and looked at the situation and what it was. Like, Champions League after my first year in Europe, like, it kind of was a no-brainer. Like, basketball-wise, it was just kind of like a no-brainer. And so, yeah, my agent, I signed – well, my agents kind of joined together with the players' agency and Octagon, Avi even. Yeah, so he was somebody. He was a GM in Maccabi. So he's the one who really like helped me with this getting over here to Israel, and just he let me know like Israel's a great place. And I had to be honest, like I had to talk to several guys about like playing here, because you know just the things that are going on. But I've talked to so many players that play here, and everybody kind of says Israel's the best place that they've played. No matter what they say, this is the best place they've played. And it's like you have nothing to worry about. And so yeah. After I got over that hump, and just seeing like the basketball side, like it just made too much sense not to come here. So yeah, and so far I'm loving it.
Out of curiosity, who are some of those guys you talked to?
Let me think of some guys. Man, you know Andrew Gadalock? You heard of him?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. That's my cousin. Yeah, Andrew Gadalock. I seen Jordan McRae was coming. And Xavier Mumford.
And now y'all playing together.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, they're here.
Those are some good teammates.
Yeah. Amin Stevens, he's played,
Amin's come on the pod, too.
Okay, yeah. Berto, I don't know if y'all know, he played with Amin last year, too. Yeah, we played in the TBT together, Berto Galanat.
So we did kind of skip over it, but why don't you kind of talk us through the TBT days? Yeah,
TBT it's a cool experience. Every year I feel like it gets better and better. Just my first... I think that was my second year playing. Luckily I had the Pumas on that night, and I hit a free throw and I got $1,000. So that was the most expensive shot I shot in my life. So I like it because we all like money, but I think the experience, it gets better and better, and it's because like you get a lot of pros that are coming together to play for $1 million. Who doesn't want that? And just being the talent level, like it's so many guys, and like. That was another step that showed me like I can play with the best, because as you know, like it's top guys that play overseas that play in TBT. So just being in that experience, being in that environment, and just even seeing like my teammate, like I said, like Berto, just seeing how he is like in practice, seeing how he is as a player, and it's like wow, like this is what a pro looks like. So yeah, TBT it's been a cool experience, and all the gear you get and stuff like that. So they do a great job, and that's another time it allows your family and people at home to see you play. So yeah, TBT is always cool to play in.
Yeah, it had to be a huge confidence boost. You're averaging almost 15 a game against some of the best players in the world. You know, that's nothing to sniff at. You know, it's incredible. And something you mentioned earlier that I want to go back on is you said you prayed on it. So I know that faith has been a very big guiding point throughout your career. Can you talk a bit about how that's played into your playing career?
Yeah, my faith was really everything to me. That's what's taken me through everything I've been through. And my grandfather, he's a pastor. Actually, right after college, I got baptized at his church in 2021. And also, I have a tattoo on me. It's John 13:7. It's like, you may not know now, but later you'll understand. And so I feel like that's something that I've always, like, I look back on, like, my journey. I didn't know why God put me in Oman. I didn't know why I got hurt. and whatnot, but I also feel like later on it was reasons that showed me. So like I told you, when I got hurt in DR, like I got hurt for whatever that reason was, but I also feel like I got a little taste of it so I can know what I want to get back to. Mm-hmm. So yeah, my faith is everything that keeps me going. And even like just being in countries such as like Oman and you know, and being their Islamic country, and even being here, and it's like it's good to see other cultures, and I think it's big to have faith, and it's good to see how other people exercise their faith as well. But you also just see like how important it is in everybody's day-to-day life. So yeah, my faith is everything to me.
You also played in Malaysia. You had the BCL qualifiers. Mm-hmm. How do you think that's going to help you for the BCL play now with Toulon?
Yeah, just even like the style and play format, and just even how the balls and like everything, like FIBA, how the tournaments go. And so just because like everything, I'll say the difference, I'll say like a winners league and whatnot, like we see it will be a lot of maybe four Americans on the court this year?
4 or 5.
Yeah, maybe. And whatnot, but like in BCL, like it wasn't really a number. Like how many ever Americans you have on the court can play, but just having that experience of how you see the competition is played, and it's kind of in a way I want to say like a big AAU tournament, like spaced out in a way. So yeah, so just playing that top level competition will help me get through this.
Speaking of the top level competition, you know, you look at the Israeli league this year. You know, former NBA guys are just coming in left, right, and center. And, you know, you played in the TBT, you played some Champions League, and now you have these NBA players coming in. How exciting is it to be able to say, I can go up against these guys now?
Man, it's actually, it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. I'm going to speak on my teammate, like seeing Jordan and X, like seeing them just how they carry themselves on a day-to-day. And, like, I'm playing against somebody who played with my favorite player and won a championship, like with LeBron, like, and hearing things like how he is on a day-to-day, like how hard of a worker like LeBron is, or even like just his mental aspect to the game. But yeah, like, so just being able to play next to a guy that's been in so many different places and seeing like what it takes to get there, and also them backing you up like in a way of like, hey, like you're doing good, or even if I'm not, just giving me coaching pieces, because they've been places that I want to get to. So man, the talent here is, I mean, it's great. I'm ready to get it started, but like it's great, and it shows that also that it's a lot of competition here, but it also allows me to know that I'm supposed to be here as well.
For sure. It's exciting from top to bottom of the league. It's looking pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Damion Lee just signed in Nestiona.
Yeah.
It's big time names. So come into Toulon last week, you get off the plane, and we see this one of the first videos of the coming back to the new season. Yeah. They just hover over you. They got lit with you. You know, y'all are getting hyped. What was that feeling like? Actually?
I feel like I was in a movie. I can't lie. I feel like it was just a movie. Man, I get off the plane. I knew that they were going to like be there, but I didn't know how they were going to be there, because but I get off the plane. I get the baggage claim. I hear drums going. I'm like, man. Okay, so then one of the baggage guys told me, "Hey, the fans are out there waiting on you." I'm like, "Oh man!" So I get my camera ready and stuff. I think I'm just gonna be able to record. Man, they come at me. My phone fall. I had to take my glasses off. It got crazy, and I just take in the experience. And like you even see me like pick up a kid, and my friends, they laugh at me like when Simba like held up and stuff. But man, I ain't gonna lie, it was just a movie. So I'm just thankful to be here and stuff. So I just wanted to take it all in and enjoy it. So I can't even like picture how it's going to be like in actual games.
And you talk about taking out your phone. You know, we heard that you're big on your film. Yeah. And you majored in film.
Yeah.
So why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. I've always liked broadcasting and film. Like even in high school, I ran my own show in a way. Like I had other people helping me, but like I can't even remember exactly how it went, but maybe it was like the morning show, whatever the case may be. But like we all were able to, whether it was edit, produce, direct, and like that kind of really helped me figure out what I want to do in life, like if not basketball. And so yeah, I like being behind the camera, in front of the camera. It doesn't really matter. But so like one thing I do now is like I like to edit. Like sometimes I do content, but I kind of like right now I'm in the space of like editing. And so like even in my short little videos, I kind of like to make them cinematic. And so I'll definitely dive more into that, and hopefully, like, I'm gonna get my YouTube going. You know, like Chuma Okiki. Yeah. In your league, I like his videos, and Nigel DeHaze Davis. Yeah. So I'm trying to get on some stuff like that. So yeah, I film that. That's my background. So when after basketball or whatnot, like maybe I'll be in a movie someday. Who knows?
Then you also, I don't know if you design the shirts or the merchandise. You also are CEO of a company. I just came to hoop.
Yeah. So I got my shirt on right now.
Oh, there we go.
Sick shirt. It's a real sick shirt.
So zoom in on that. Yeah, I just came to hoop, man. So that's the brand, that's the slogan, that's the logo, man. That's what it is. It started back after college, and my dad was already like into this, like making shirts and making clothes and whatnot. And my dad is a man of many ideas, a man of a plan. And maybe he said I just came to hoop, or he saw some shorts. He was like, man, we need to just put something on there. And maybe I just said I just came to hoop. I don't know how it went, but we did it, and it wasn't really in a way to start a brand. It was just one of his things. My dad, he'll say a slogan and put it on the shirt, and it sells. So that's what we did, and it was selling. And we kind of see it, like we saw like our product sells from people seeing it. People love the authenticity. They love the product, and so man, that's something that's been another avenue for me, and something that I love to do, because I'm an entrepreneur. I have an entrepreneur mindset. So it wasn't in my plan though to make clothes. It wasn't in my plan to like just be anything like that. But I saw that if it makes money, it makes sense to me. So so it's who I am. It's part of my brand, and that's kind of something I just say all the time. Like I just came to hoop. Like that's what it is.
Yes, sir.
I think something that's so incredible about you is how you're so dedicated on the court, but then also off the court. And, you know, having your hand in so many different places, what's some advice that you can give to either a player on the court, off the court, just in their journey?
I'll say embrace the journey, take it all in. But something I do is to strive to be my best version of myself every day. So however that looks, whatever I'm doing, I want to be the best at that. And like for myself, it's not competition with someone else. It's how can I be the best version of myself today? And something I always just say, and keep going, no matter what. Keep going. You get down, something happens, keep going. Something great happens, keep going. So that's the two best things I always say. Be the best version of yourself every day and keep going.
And the season starts soon. What are you looking for most on the court and off the court being in Israel this year?
On the court, I'm looking forward to like playing with in the atmosphere in Holon and the fans. They've already been crazy, but just being, I'm hearing the stories about the gyms and
they show up to your apartment yet?
Now they haven't shown up to my apartment, but like just today, I walk out my apartment, they see me, that the kids yelling my name and stuff. So like that's been cool itself. So that's kind of way on and off. Like you know what? My second thing off the court, I'm gonna say is gonna be the food. Once again, I've already been here. I've only been here maybe a little week and a half, and I haven't had anything bad. So off the court, I'm looking forward to the food, and also say playing the Champions League and traveling. So yeah. So I like to travel and see the world.
It's gonna be a lot of traveling this year.
Yeah.
Especially where are you guys playing home games this year?
We'll be in Hungary this year, so we'll be there a lot. Hungary, and then we're in our bracket. We have Barcelona, and we'll be in France. And I don't know the other team yet.
It's a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
What does that take on a player, and has anyone kind of like guided you a little bit yet for that?
I haven't really like heard too much about it, but I'll also like I'll be ready for whatever it is, like the traveling and whatnot. But I know like just not having your day to day of being able to sleep in the same bed and whatnot. Like it's something I've already like dealt with in college and like even playing BCL. Like just the traveling aspect and not being your same environment, but also having to adapt in a different environment. So being able to adapt in wherever it is and just be able to figure out how can you be your best self wherever that is.
At the end of the day, you're just going to hoop.
I just came to hoop, man. That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So at the end of every show, we do a little shot clock segment.
Okay.
We're gonna pull up a little 24 seconds, get like rapid fire questions going.
3, 2, 1.
Favorite basketball sneaker?
LeBron's.
Favorite country?
Tokyo, Japan.
Favorite basketball movie?
Space Jam 2.
Funniest teammate you've had?
Man. Right now, I'm going to go Jordan McRae.
Favorite basketball team?
Lakers.
Favorite food?
Hot wings.
Dunk or an ankle breaker?
Dunk.
All right, wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. That was fast. You had it.
Yeah, I'm
Good
quick on my
shit,
feet,
man.
Quick on my feet.
Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate you for coming. Best of luck this year. It's going to be a big season. And yeah, man.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming, man.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me, man. Thank you.
Excited to see what you do. Excited to see.
Yep, definitely. I'm glad to be here. And look, I just came to hoop, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let's go.